breaking news coverage. The U.S. Supreme Court has just ruled against President Trump's executive order to abolish birthright citizenship.
Put simply, it means that if you were born here in the United States, you are a citizen of the United States.
This is a hugely consequential moment for our constitutional structure, a landmark ruling from the Supreme Court.
The judges say the framers of the Constitution extended citizenship to every person born on this land, saying, quote, "We keep that promise today."
The 14th Amendment could not be clearer. If you're born on American soil, you're an American citizen. However, on his first day back in office, President Trump signed an executive order to end the guarantee of citizenship for U.S.-born children who don't have at least one parent with citizenship or permanent legal status. With the stroke of a pen, the promise of birthright citizenship was put at risk. This would have impacted 250,000 babies born every year in the U.S. It was unlawful, unjust, and unconstitutional.
The past year and a half, since this was the 14th Amendment was brought even into question, it's brought more uncertainty, like more a lack of trust in my own government. I am an American citizen. I am rooted here. I can't go to Mexico and just have the same life, and understand even speaking Spanish. Like it's different. The benefits that being an American gave me is building home, being able to get my bachelor's degree in criminal justice, being able to get my master's in business, and then also being able to work in local government, which had always been my dream.
All persons born or naturalized in the United States are citizens of the United States.
I worked on the Birthright Citizenship lawsuit on behalf of the state of California, and I supervised our office's work in that lawsuit. Trump made good on his promise and signed an executive order purporting to end birthright citizenship. We filed a lawsuit against this the very next day and sought preliminary relief shortly thereafter.
I have one message for President Trump. I'll see you in court. We are filed. Our case is filed now as we speak, moments ago, in the District of Massachusetts in the First Circuit.
If President Trump's executive order attempting to rewrite this provision of the U.S. Constitution had gone unchallenged and we let it slide, it would be so fundamentally disastrous for babies born who would be impacted. California would be extremely affected. We estimated 20,000 babies born each year in California who are citizens due to birthright citizenship who would not be citizens under President Trump's executive order.
The law is very black and white. It doesn't take into consideration my life, the culture, the struggles, the sacrifices, the division that it has caused. What they misunderstand the most is that they see sometimes immigrant population, they think we're here to take advantage of the benefits that being a U.S. citizen has, and without the hard work, right? It's kind of hard for me to wrap my head around that I'm here to steal benefits, or I'm here to take something that doesn't belong to me. I just want to work. I just want to contribute. I just want to be able to provide and give back for everything that it has given me.
I was there in the courtroom during the oral arguments, sitting in the same row as President Trump, a president who has too often treated the law like a speed bump or an obstacle to bulldoze whenever it stands in the way of his political agenda. But in that courtroom, the law was stronger. Stronger than any effort to intimidate, stronger than any political agenda. Because no one, not even the president, is above the law. The U.S. Supreme Court affirmed what the Constitution has guaranteed for generations, that every child born in the United States is a citizen of this country, regardless of their parents' immigration status. Meaning every child born in this country, no matter their background, is equal under the law, entitled to the full rights and protections of citizenship, and can pursue the American dream that they are rightfully entitled to without fear of their citizenship being questioned or stripped through executive overreach.
The message that I think is important for Californians to remember after this case is that The Constitution remains the law of the land, your constitutional rights still exist, and the rule of law will prevail, even at times where things feel really helpless and really dark. And fighting for those things really matters, and I think that this case is such a clear example of that.
The American dream and what it means is that the opportunities, the dream of what are you going to be? What it means to me to be an American is the hard work and the pride that you have. It carries a lot. It carries culture. It carries diversity. It carries love, care, pride.
Immigrant families contribute to our communities, power our economy, and strengthen the fabric of our democracy every single day. This ruling means those families across California and our nation can breathe a little easier, knowing their children's citizenship and their place in this country remains protected.
This land was made for you.